Hello all, let's start now with the current affairs roundup for Jan to March 2023, which is your GS1 topic. This is from Yatharth IAS, a new initiative of current affairs. So let's continue with from the first video where we stopped. The KEEZHANTHOOR coffee. This is a traditional coffee farmers of Anchunad at Marayur in Idukki. It is reaping the benefits of the organic farming. So now what you have to concentrate from your examination point of view is that what is this coffee? Why it is famous? This KEEZHANTHOOR coffee is an Arabica variety of coffee, and this is grown in a village in Idukki district called KEEZHANTHOOR in Kerala. The specialization should be known here. These coffee beans are mainly cultivated at Kantalur, KEEZHANTHOOR, Kulachivayal, Vetukad of Idukki district, and they are marketed as KEEZHANTHOOR coffee. So let's see why it is famous actually, mainly for its taste and aroma. And also they are using traditional organic farming for growing this coffee, which makes it very special. Organic coffee farming is followed by the tribes people who live in this place called KEEZHANTHOOR and other farmers in this Anchunad Valley, which is in Kerala. Please remember this place, Anchunad Valley in Kerala, and please remember this coffee is famous for taste and aroma, and it belongs to Arabica variety, and it is grown by organic farming. In 2014, Chilla, which is an exclusive tribal market under the Marayur Forest Division, was opened to sell and produce cultivated by the tribes people. So please remember from this topic, this is a Arabica variety of coffee, and it is famous for its taste and aroma, and it is grown traditionally with organic farming, and it is grown in Anchunad Valley of Kerala. The next topic we will see today is the living root bridges. If you can see here, you can see a double-decker living root bridge here. So why it was in news? Because a farmer takes forward the traditional practice of building root bridges and connects two areas across Umkhar River in Cherrapunji. This was in news in your Hindu paper, and which makes this living root bridges a very important topic from your UPSC examination point. So a farmer from War tribe, this War tribe is a sub-tribe of the Khasi tribes of Meghalaya. They created a root bridge over Umkhar River in Siege village near Cherrapunji, also known as Sohra. This bridge is located in the East Khasi Hills district of Meghalaya. The roots of rubber fig, which is having a scientific name Ficus elastica, was used to build the bridge. They used traditional techniques to mold and model the roots into a bridge with the help of a bamboo. Please remember these. This was a prelims question also. These living root bridges are found in northeast state of Meghalaya, and you should remember this bridge is moreover seen in East Khasi Hills of Meghalaya, and they use the roots of this rubber fig. So this state of Meghalaya is known for its living root bridges. It is locally known as Jinkeng Jri, and they are on the tentative list of UNESCO's World Heritage Sites. Please remember, it is not added as of now, but it is in the tentative list of the UNESCO World Heritage Site. So in Meghalaya, you have two dominant tribes, that is Khasi and Jaintia tribes. The tribe which was mentioned in the Hindu was War tribe. It is a sub-tribe of Khasi tribes. So many bridges across the state of Meghalaya are over a century old, and at present there are about 100 known living root bridges, which is spread across 72 villages in the state. It is like a traditional way everywhere seen in the state, and the tribes involve in conserving and building more and more living root bridges here. These living root bridges naturally grow stronger with time, and thus does not need regular maintenance and repair work. Please see this, because it's a if you get a multi-statement question, you have to remember this. I told you here they are using the roots of rubber fig. So this will become naturally stronger and stronger with time, and they don't need any regular maintenance or repair work. That's how it is living over a century-year-old. The famous is Umshiang double-decker route bridge, which is in Nongkrait village, which is in Cherrapunji, and is around 200 years old. This is the double-decker or the Umshiang double-decker route bridge. It is in Nongkrait village near Cherrapunji. Next topic is Margam Kali. It was in news because there was a solid performance of this art or dance, that is Margam Kali, by the school girls in the Kerala School Kalotsavam in 2023. It was the headlines of Hindu. So from the art and culture point of view, this becomes an important topic for your examination. So what is this Margam Kali? It is a popular Christian art form in Kerala. It is believed to have evolved from Kalaripayattu. Please remember this point, very important point. It is a popular Christian art form in Kerala. It is believed to have evolved from Kalaripayattu. It involves 12 people and they dance around a traditional lamp which is called Vilakku in a circular manner. The 12 members in the group are considered as the 12 apostles of Jesus Christ. The light lamp represents Jesus Christ. It demands a sense of rhythm and agility from the performers. So please remember, this is from the state of Kerala and it is inspired or evolved from this Kalaripayattu, which is very, very famous defense form of India. And it involves 12 people and they dance around a traditional lamp called Vilakku. Vilakku here represents Jesus Christ. Okay. The Margam Kali Pattu is written about 4,000 lines in different meters. The theme of the song is the miracles performed by Saint Thomas at Malankara. Please remember, Saint Thomas was the one who brought Christianity to India. The songs are believed to have been written in the 17th century by Kalliseri Ittithoman Katnar. See, the Saint Thomas was the one who introduced Christianity to India through Malankara Church of Kerala. And of course, it will be the recent art itself, that is, it evolved in 17th century from the Kalaripayattu. The leader of the dance group is called Asan. He sings or she sings the song and other members in the group sing the chorus. Musical instruments are not used in this dance. It is performed mostly at the Christian wedding ceremonies and often at the church festivals. So it is a Christian festival dance. This dance is seen commonly in the districts of Kottayam and Thrissur. The costume of the performance is a white dhoti and they wear a peacock feather on their turban. The women wear the traditional dress of the Christian, which is the Chattayum Mundum. So please understand, this is a Kerala traditional folk dance form, and it mainly is done by the Christian community during the Christian wedding ceremonies or some church festivals. So it was a recent art which will praise the miracles performed by Saint Thomas, who introduced Christianity to India through Kerala at the Malankara. You have this community, this Malankara cult of Christianity, and there will be a written, that song will be written in about 4,000 lines in different meters. Next art form we are going to see is OPPANA. So in the same Kerala Kalolsalam, we saw this OPPANA dance form which was pulling the crowd a lot. So we should know about this. It was also mentioned in the Hindu paper. So whatever comes in Hindu paper becomes very, very important for you. So this is a traditional song and dance performance popular among the Mappila community of the Malabar. So if you have read history, you know the importance of this Mappila revolt. So this community of Mapilla, who are the Muslims of Malabar Muslims, they perform this song and dance called as OPPANA. It is commonly performed at various festive occasions like weddings, ceremonies held to herald puberty, and so on. It is also performed on the occasion of Makkara Kalyanam, Vayasarikyakal, and Nal Pattukali. The word OPPANA is believed to have originated from the Arabic word that is afna. So although there are separate types of OPPANA for both men and women, the female version of OPPANA is very, very popular. And there are two styles of singing in the OPPANA. One is OPPANA Chayal and the other one is OPPANA Murukkam. Then the OPPANA Chayal, the singers do not clap their hands to the beat of the song, whereas in the parts of the song which incorporates the Murukkam, Murukkam means clapping with singing. Okay, clapping with singing. But OPPANA Chayal is not clapping. Usually, an OPPANA performance starts and ends with a Chayal. The bride, who is dressed in a traditional colorful attire, would be seated in the middle. See here, a bride who is dressed very well is seated in the middle, and around her dancers sing and dance, teasing her about the impending nuptial bliss. See here, she is surrounded by many dancers who are going to sing and they are going to tease her about this marital experiences. Harmonium, tambourine, ilatalam or cymbals and tabla are the instrumental accompaniment. So we have seen two dance forms here. One is Margam Kali from which is evolved from Kalaripayattu, which is done by the Christian community in Kerala. The next one is OPPANA, which is in the same state of Kerala but done by the Mapilla community of Malabar, who are mainly the Muslims. Next is we have seen cold wave in the North India. So Delhi and other parts of northwest India have been reeling under the cold waves spell. So this comes under the geophysical phenomena of your GS1 part. So I'm covering it here. So first you should know here what is this cold wave. It is a condition of air temperature which becomes fatal to the human body when it is exposed. So the government of India has recognized cold wave as a natural disaster in 2012. So Indian Meteorological Department has given certain conditions for cold wave. It has defined the base on the temperature thresholds over a region in terms of actual temperature or its departure from normal. The normal temperature is calculated for every 5 days by taking the average temperature for these days over the past 30 years. So this is under the geophysical phenomena. So please understand what is this cold wave condition, and it might be in a single statement question for your prelims. The next important news is in your GS1 is this MANTLE PLUMES. It was in news because a new study shows the evidence of an active mantle plume which is beneath the surface of the planet Mars. So this is the mantle plume, this is the lithosphere, and this is the mantle. And from here it has there is a mantle plume which has evolved. So the Elysium Planitia is a low-lying area on Mars, and it lies to the north of the equator of Mars, not of Earth. The volcanic eruptions and Mars quakes at Elysium Planitia may be due to the mantle plumes, as Mars does not have plate tectonics. So Mars does not have plate tectonics like Earth to form earthquakes, which forms earthquakes. In Mars, the Mars quakes is happening in this valley or the low-lying area, Elysium Planitia. So that's why there are different Mars quakes happening. The mantle plumes are large blobs of molten rock that rise towards the surface from the interior of a planet. See here, from here, lower mantle, it is arising to the mantle and it is trying to come up to the lithosphere. So that's this is nothing but large blobs of molten rock. It is going to rise from the below and it is coming out, forming the volcanic eruptions and Mars quakes on the planet Mars. So they push through the mantle layers and accumulate at the base of the crust. So aren't you seeing here at the base of the crust, it is going to accumulate and it is pushing it itself through the mantle. See here. So it is pushing itself through the mantle and it is forming a blob of molten rocks under the lithosphere or the crust. So this warm plume material pushes against the surface, uplifting and stretching the crust. It causes earthquakes. In Mars, it is Mars quakes, faulting and volcanic eruptions. The small rock from the plume then erupts as flood basalts and creates vast volcanic plains. So this geological phenomena can also be seen in Earth in the Hawaiian Islands. You can see here in the Pacific plate, which is having different plates there, and it is more susceptible to earthquakes, tsunamis and etc. So there you can see the phenomena of mantle plumes in Hawaii. The island chain of Hawaii formed as the Pacific plate slowly drifted over a mantle plume. The next topic is Gandhi SMARAK BHAWAN. It is in news because the police arrested the in charge of the Gandhi SMARAK BHAWAN in Sector 16 of Delhi for misappropriating the sponsorship funds received by the center on the Gandhi Jayanti last year. So this is not important for you. I have just given you here because it was in news because of this reason. Our main focus is on this Gandhi SMARAK BHAWAN, which is spread over 5,000 square yards in Sector 16 of Chandigarh. So it is one of the 9 units of the Gandhi SMARAK Nidhi, Punjab, Haryana and Himachal. The purpose why they have constructed or established this Gandhi SMARAK BHAWAN is to further the manifold constructive activities in which Gandhi was interested and also to preserve and propagate his teachings. So this Gandhi SMARAK Nidhi of Punjab, Haryana, Himachal, it is a trust which was constituted after the assassination of Mahatma Gandhi in 1948. So in February 1949, the trust was registered with 24 leaders of the country as founder trustees. Please remember it was established in 1949. These are multi-statement questions. Please understand and read the points. Okay. So they include Dr. Rajendra Prasad and Jawaharlal Nehru. So please remember this tall leaders. It is Rajendra Prasad, Jawaharlal Nehru, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Chakravarti, Rajgopalachari, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, Shri Jagjeevan Ram, etc. were included in the Gandhi SMARAK BHAWAN or Gandhi SMARAK Nidhi founder trustees. So it was founded in February 1949 after the assassination of Gandhi in 1948. In 1963, the Punjab State Gandhi SMARAK Nidhi was registered as an independent trust named as Gandhi SMARAK Nidhi Punjab. It was renamed to Gandhi SMARAK Nidhi Punjab, Haryana and Himachal Pradesh when the Punjab was divided into 3 states. From the state of Punjab, it became to Punjab, Haryana and Himachal Pradesh. The next is about this Pineapple Express. So see here, this is a river in the sky. So it was in news because California and other parts of the west coast of the US has been hit with a series of true Pineapple Express. So what is this Pineapple Express? It is atmospheric rivers and it is part of Earth's ocean water cycle. So you can see a river in the sky actually. So there are long, narrow regions in the atmosphere. It transports most of the water vapor outside the tropics. The atmospheric rivers carry impressive amounts of water vapor that bring dangerous floods and heavy snow when the moisture begins to interact with the land. So it is traveling from one region to another and it is accumulating a lot of water vapor in it, and when it comes to interaction with the land, it pours in a lot of water and it results in floods. Also it can lead to heavy snow falling in the region. So atmospheric rivers come in different shapes and sizes. Pineapple Express is an example of a strong atmospheric river which is happening in California and other parts of the west coast of the United States. So the moisture which builds up in the tropical Pacific around the Hawaii can wall up the US and Canada's west coast and causes heavy rainfall and snow in the region. It is named the Pineapple Express due to the storm which has originated in Hawaii where pineapples are grown. The location of an atmospheric river is an important criteria to be a true pineapple express. So since there is lot of pineapples grown in the region of Hawaii and this atmospheric river is happening in this region, it is called a pineapple express. So it is literally a river in the sky and carries a lot of water vapor, and when this water vapor comes in interaction with the land, there is a lot of rainfall and also snow. The tail end where the moisture is pulled into the atmosphere must start near Hawaii to form this pineapple express. Then the river must stretch continuously through the atmosphere to the US west coast. Next, important from your art and culture or GS1 topic is CHARAIDEO MAIDAMS. So it was in news because the center has decided to nominate Assam's CHARAIDEO MAIDAMS for the UNESCO World Heritage Center this year. So this CHARAIDEO is in Assam at the foothills of Nagaland. It is a Thai Ahom word. CHARAIDEO is a Thai Ahom word. It means a prominent city on the hilltop. You can see here, it is a prominent city on the hilltop. The Maidams enshrine the mortal remains of the members of the Ahom royalty who are buried with their paraphernalia. Paraphernalia means some of the food items, cloth items, jewel items or etc. which they believed that life after death. So therefore the CHARAIDEO Maidams are considered as the Ahom equivalent of the ancient Egyptian pyramids and famously called as the pyramids of Assam. So this CHARAIDEO Maidam is called as the pyramids of Assam because it resembles like the Egyptian pyramids and they believe in life after death. So this is the top view of this CHARAIDEO Maidams. So architecturally it comprises a massive underground vault with one or more chambers. It has domical superstructure which appears a hemispherical mound externally. The Maidams represent the late medieval, that is 13th to 19th century mound burial tradition of the Thai Ahom community in Assam, and after the 18th century the Ahom rulers adopted the Hindu method of cremation and began entombing the cremated bones and ashes in a Maidam in CHARAIDEO. So they came from the Myanmar region, and this Ahom dynasty was set up, and in the 18th century they adopted the Hindu method and of cremation etc. and they took the Hindu names from then onwards. So the Ahom dynasty was founded by Chao Lungseo Kapa, Sukapa. It is famously known as Sukapa in 1253. So this man is famously known as Sukapa in the Assamese tradition, and they have great regards to this Sukapa in the Assamese folklore. Okay, so he started this or founded this Ahom dynasty in 1253, and this CHARAIDEO was the first capital of the Ahom dynasty. The Ahom rule lasted for about 600 years until the British annexed Assam in 1826. So from 1253 to 1856, almost 600 years, they ruled the entire northeast, especially the Assam region of India. Next important topic we are going to see is the Purana Kila. It was a news because the visiting delegates of the G20 summit in Delhi will be taken to this Purana Kila. So what is this Purana Kila? Where is it? It is on the banks of river Yamuna in Delhi. So if anyone asks you which river flows near Delhi, you can say that it is river Yamuna. So the Purana Kila is located on the banks of river Yamuna in Delhi. The fort has been an important site for trade and industrial activity in all periods. The 16th century fort complex was believed to be built by Sher Shah Suri and renovated by the Mughal Emperor Humayun. So this Purana Kila is a 16th century fort complex. It was built by Sher Shah Suri and it was renovated by the Mughal Emperor Humayun. The Archaeological Survey of India had conducted excavations in the site between 1954 to 55 and 69 to 73. So here we saw the cultural deposits were discovered in various layers and confirms that the site has had a long and unbroken chain of habitation for around 2500 years. It revealed the existence of stratified layers belonging to 8 periods which started from 4th century to 19th century. And at 8 meters below the ground level on the excavated trench are traces of pre-Mauryan era, that is 6th to 4th century BC, and ground level denotes the Mughal era. The soil layers have cultural deposits of various other kingdoms of Delhi that existed before the Mughals. So it is also known as Pandavunka Killa because from 3rd to 4th century onwards it has been habituated. So there is a strong tradition which believes that this area in which the Purana Killa stands today is the site of Indraprastha. So Indraprastha was the capital of the Pandavas of the great epic Mahabharata, and the fort is also called the Pandavunka Killa. The excavation also revealed a few shards of painted grey ware which traced back to the Mahabharata period. So the next important topic is about the Earth's inner core. It says a new research suggested that the Earth's inner core has stopped spinning faster than the planet's surface and might now be rotating slower than it. So you can see here it is the fastest rotation, and from the surface inner core appears to be rotating forward, that is eastward, and this is called super rotation if it is revolving faster. Synced rotation is in rotation with the Earth. So from the surface the inner core does not appear to rotate because it is in sync with the Earth, right? The subrotation is when it is slower or rotating slower than the planet's surface. So now we have seen that the inner core has stopped spinning faster and it is going slower than the planet's surface. The Earth's inner structure consists of 4 major layers. One is the outermost crust, that is the outer one. This is the outer one. This is the outermost crust. The viscous but solid mantle below it. So this red color you are seeing here is the solid mantle, and the liquid iron nickel outer core. So this is the liquid iron nickel outer core, and the solid iron inner core is this one. This is the inner core, and it is very solid. Earth's inner core is hot iron ball in the size of Pluto. It is also known as planet within the planet. So this solid iron inner core, which you can see here, it is called the planet within a planet, and is roughly 5000 kilometers, that is 3100 miles below the crust. So from the crust to the core, it is around 5000 kilometers. Now why the rotation has slowed down? So the inner core can spin independently because it floats in the liquid metal outer core. So this outer metal core is liquid, and this solid inner core will be floating in the liquid metal outer core. The spin of the inner core is driven by the magnetic field generated in the outer core and balanced by the gravitational effects of the mantle. So the gravity does not allow the Earth to move in and around as it like. So if you are rotating here, it is controlled by the gravity too, right? The rotation of the inner core is studied through various seismic records, and let's see about the oscillation cycle. The inner core rotates relative to the Earth's surface back and forth like a swing, and one cycle of the swing is about 7 decades. So the core is always rotating in the same direction that the entire planet rotates, that is eastward. Sometimes it rotates faster than the outer layers, other times it rotates slower, and there are times when the rotations match up. So a new research suggests that the inner core's cycle is every 20 to 30 years rather than the 70 proposed in the latest study. The change's rotation timeline is said to slightly impact the length of the day. The next important topic is Shumang LEELA. It is Manipur's traditional theatre form which has continued to inform and entertain down the ages. Sorry to say, before this disturbance which happened in Manipur, the Manipur is also known for different art forms and is one of the richest traditions, land for tradition and art and culture. So it is called Shumang LEELA. It translates to courtyard performance and is a traditional form of theatre in Manipur. In Shumang LEELA, the roles of women are all played by men called Nupi Shabis, and in case of the women's theatre groups, the roles of men are played by women. Often the female roles are taken up by the transgender actors. The tradition is believed to be descended from Lai Aharoba, the ritual of the Meitei community of Manipur. The play serves as a medium to spread awareness among the people of social, political and economic issues. And let's see about this Lai Haroba. It is a ritualistic festival observed by the Manipur Meitei communities since the ancient times. This Lai Arahoba celebrated through oral, literature, music, dance and rituals. The cultural troops will be performing various cultural and traditional musical skits, including the Manipuri martial arts, folk music and folk dances during the Lai Arahoba festival. So next is about the Soliga tribal community. It was a news because new genus of this wasp was named after the Soliga community in Karnataka in recognition to their conservation of forests and biodiversity. So this new genus of wasp was known as Soliga ecarinata. Species of the same specimens of the same species were collected from the secondary wet forest habitat of Nagaland. This species is named as Ecarinata, denoting the absence of ridges in certain body regions. So this new insect is strikingly colorful and distinct from all its relatives. So this new wasp belongs to the subfamily of Metopinae of Darwin's wasp family Ichneumonidae. The family Metopinae has 862 species in 27 genera, including 2 fossil genera. Most of those are seen only in the Palearctic region, Neotropical and Nearctic regions. So this Palearctic region encompasses the Eurasia, including Europe, Northern Africa, the Asia north of the Oriental region. The Nearctic region consists of the subtropical, tropical, temperature and Arctic North America. The Neotropical region is here defined as Central America, Caribbean and South America. So this is the second genus of this subfamily reporting from India and the first from the South India. So what is this AMRIT UDAYAN? Why it was in news? So it was in news because the Mughal Gardens, which is at the Rashtrapati Bhavan, were renamed as Amrit Udayan in keeping with the theme of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. So the Mughal Gardens in the Rashtrapati draw inspiration from the Mughal Gardens of Jammu and Kashmir, the gardens around the Taj Mahal, the miniature paintings of India and Persia. So Edwin Lutyens had finalized the designs of the Mughal Gardens in 1970, but it was only during the year 1928 and 29 the plantings were actually done. So there are 3 gardens in the Rashtrapati Bhavan which are inspired by the Mughal and the Persian gardens. So the one inspired from the garden in Srinagar is known as the Mughal Garden. So however, the gardens were never officially named as Mughal Gardens, but they came to be known so owing to the style of architecture. The style was influenced by the Persian gardens, particularly the Charbagh structure, which is intended to create a representation of harmony with the elements of nature. So I'll tell you, this is the monument, Manle ki ye monument hai, and the Charbagh goes like this. Charbagh goes like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4 are the divisions, and this is the Charbagh, right? Typical features include pools, fountains and canals inside the garden. See, the 4 directions are symbolic in nature of the Quran, and also water plays a very significant role in the life of a Muslim according to Quran. So Afghanistan, Bangladesh, India and Pakistan have a number of Mughal gardens. Babar had described his favorite type of garden as Charbagh. So the next important topic is Baiga Tribal Art. It was in news because Jodhaiya by Baiga has been awarded the Padma Shri for promoting the tribal Baiga art at the global level. So the work of the artist, which depicts the Baiga tribal culture on the canvas, has been exhibited internationally in multiple countries. The Baigas are an ethnic group which is found in the central India, primarily in the state of Madhya Pradesh, and in smaller number in Uttar Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand. So the Baigas are considered as a particularly vulnerable tribal group, that is PVTG, in the Indian Constitution. So they rely mostly on the shifting cultivation or beaver, forestry produce and fishing for their sustenance. So Baiga tribe is the first community to get habitat rights in India. So a distinguished feature of the Baiga tribal women is sporting tattoos of various kinds on almost all parts of their body. The art of tattooing is called Godna. Low-BASALT plateau. So it was in news because the Agarkar Research Institute in Pune have found a rare low-altitude basalt plateau in the Western Ghats. A rare low-altitude basalt plateau was discovered as Manjre village in Thane district in the Western Ghats, and the Western Ghats are one of the 4 global biodiversity hotspots in India. These plateaus are dominant landscapes in the Western Ghats and significant because of the predominance of endemic species. Endemic species are those which belong to the local environment, and they are classified as a type of rock outcrop. The 3 types of rock outcrops are known in Western Ghats, that is lateritic outcrops at high, lateritic low altitude, basalt outcrops at high altitudes. The recently discovered low altitude basalt plateau is the 4th type. So the rock outcrops are the landscape habitats with more areas of rock surface exposure than the surrounding areas. It emerges when the surface soil and other materials wear off, exposing the parent rock surface. The outcrop is identified if the area has more than 50% of such rocks. 76 plant species belonging to 24 different families are found in the low altitude plateau. Some of the plant species are unique to it, while others are common among the 4 plateaus. So these outcrops have seasonal water availability, limited soil and nutrients, which provide a unique and challenging environment for the species to adapt to. It provides a unique model to study the effects of climate change on species survival and how species interact in varying environmental conditions. So now a different community called IRULA community was in news because Mr. Vadivel Gopal and Mr. Masi Sadayan of the IRULA community got this year's Padma Shri for having been part of the IRULA Snake Catchers Industrial Cooperative Society. The IRULA community is a particularly vulnerable tribal group, and it is a part of PVTG. The IRULA, also called the people of darkness, inhabit mostly in the northern Tamil Nadu districts and some parts of Kerala and Karnataka. Researchers have shown that the tribe have their origin from the ethnic groups of Australia. They speak this IRULA language, which is closely related to the Dravidian languages like Tamil and Kannada. So the IRULAs have been traditionally catching snake and rat, but also work as laborers. The expertise of IRULAs about snakes and snake venom is legendary. The tribe's people know the places where snakes hide from experience and instinct. They can even find snakes by their track, smell and droppings. The IRULA Snake Catchers Industrial Cooperative Society is one of the major anti-snake venom producers in the country. So the next important thing you have to know from the examination point of view is this Toto language. It was in news because Dani Ram, who is a Toto or Denka language preserver, is a recipient of Padma Shri Award in the field of literature and education. Toto is a primitive and isolated tribal group of population of only 1,632 people, and they reside only in a small enclave called Toto Para in Alipurduar district of West Bengal. This Toto Para is located at the foot of the Himalayas, just to the south of the borderline between Bhutan and West Bengal on the western bank of Torza River. They speak an eponymous language called Toto, and it belongs to Tibeto-Burman family of sub-Himalayan group and classified by Oxon and Grierson. So this Toto language does not have their own script, and Dhani Ram has created the Toto language script and Toto alphabet, for which he has received Padma Shri. At present, poems and novels are being written in Toto. The next important topic is Vishwa Bharati University. It was in news because it will soon get the heritage tag from the UNESCO to take the distinction of world's first living heritage university. Talking about the Vishwa Bharati University, it was founded by Rabindranath Tagore in 1921 and is located in Shantiniketan of West Bengal. Rabindranath believed in open air education and introduced the open air education system at the university, and it prevails to date. He donated some of his property, including the land and bungalow, to the society, and when founded in 1921, it was named after Rabindranath Tagore until Vishwa Bharati Society was registered as an organization in May 1922. So till independence, it was a college, that is 1921 to 1947. In 1951, the institution was given the status of Central University and an institution of national importance by the Act of Parliament. So it is a statutory institution. The first Vice Chancellor was Rathindranath Tagore, who was the son of Rabindranath Tagore. The second Vice Chancellor was grandfather of Nobel laureate economist Amartya Sen. The Prime Minister of India acts as the Chancellor and President appoints the Vice Chancellor of the university. Next is about microquake. These microquakes are preventing any large-scale earthquakes in India, and these microquakes are very low-intensity earthquakes with a magnitude of 2.0 or less. It is located in a seismically active region where 59% of India's landmass is prone to earthquakes. But frequent occurrences of micro-earthquakes in India releases the stored up energy in a consistent time interval, prevents any large-scale disaster. So, you should know about this triple junction. It is a point where three tectonic plates meet and interact. So, this triple junction is a point where three tectonic plates meet and interact, and these are important areas of geological activity which are rigid, compact and withstand a lot of stress. So if it breaks, the entire stress is released, causing a lot of damage. The breaking of this tri-junction led to the recent massive earthquake in Turkey and Syria. In India, the triple junction on India's western border with Pakistan was prevented by the micro-level earthquakes and often releases energy. You should also know this couple zone. Couple zone is a region where two tectonic plates horizontally slide past each other. India is divided into 4 seismic zones based on the potential for earthquake activity in each region. And you should also know about the seismic zone. It is an area where there is high probability of earthquakes due to the area's geology. So if you see here, I have given you the division. You can see zone 5 as most active and covers 11% of India's landmass. See here, it is in red color. Zone 5, which is most active, almost entire part of northeast India, the Himalayan foothills of the Sikkim and Bhutan region, and here you can see Himachal Pradesh and Punjab, Haryana region and Jammu Kashmir region, and also this Gujarat part, Kutch range, where you had this Kutch earthquake. Zone 4, it is given in this orange color. Jammu Kashmir and North India, this East India is coming under the zone 4, and it covers 18% of the Indian landmass. Zone 3 is given in yellow color. The North India, central parts of India, most like the western part. The zone 3 is covering 30% of India's landmass and is ranging from western parts of India, central India, North India and also southern India. Zone 2 is the least active and covers the majority of the India's landmass, that is 41%. The next topic we cover is Dayananda Saraswati. He was in news because Prime Minister Narendra Modi has recently paid tribute to Dayananda Saraswati, who is a social reformer, on his 200th birthday anniversary. So Swami Dayananda Saraswati was born on 12th February 1824 in Tankara of Gujarat. He was earlier named the Mool Shankar Tiwari. He was an Indian philosopher, social leader and founder of the Arya Samaj. He believed in the infallible authority of Vedas. This is a very, very important statement. He believed in the infallible authority of the Vedas. Dayananda advocated the doctrine of karma and reincarnation, emphasized the Vedic ideals of brahmacharya, including celibacy and devotion to God. So, denouncing the idolatry and ritualistic worship, he worked towards reviving the Vedic ideologies. He was first to give the call for India for Indians, that is Swaraj, in 1876, a call later taken up by Lokmanya Tilak. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, India's second president and an influential educationist, called Dayananda Saraswati a maker of modern India. So this is very, very important, please. This is a very important point. Okay, this three are very, very important. This is also important that he gave a call, like he believed in the infallible authority of the Vedas, and he advocated the doctrine of karma and reincarnation, emphasized on the Vedic ideals of brahmacharya, celibacy and devotion to God. Please remember all these points because you may be asked this question in the multiple statement question. So he established these Vedic schools for the education of girls and boys of all caste. The Dayananda Anglo-Vedic schools came into existence in 1886 to realize the vision of Swami Dayananda Saraswati. The next important topic is MEHRAULI. This MEHRAULI was in news because the Delhi Development Authority, simply called DDA, is undertaking a drive to clear unauthorized encroachments in the MEHRAULI Archaeological Park. So this MEHRAULI city is considered to be the oldest city of Delhi, and it is the oldest area of the metropolis of Delhi to be continuously inhabited. So who founded this MEHRAULI? It was founded as a Lal Court in the 11th century by Anangpal II, who was the ruler of the Rajput Tomar dynasty. So he is Anangpal II, and it was initially called the Lal Court. So later it was christened as Khilarai Pithoda by the Mughal court historian Abul Fasl in his hagiography, that is Ain-e Akbari. So this city then passed from the Tomars to Chauhans, who are credited to have further fortified the complex. Then the city fell into the hands of Mamluk dynasty, simply called Slave dynasty, in 1192, and it led to the Delhi Sultanate, right? Later, Qutbuddin Aibak, the first ruler of the Slave dynasty, began the construction of Qutub Minar, which is also known as Quwat al-Islam Mosque, the oldest known mosque in North India. So the India's oldest mosque is Chera Manjuma, built by the Arab merchants in Kerala. So MEHRAULI is also a spiritual center, a home to both Hindu and Muslim shrines. The annual community celebration of Pool Walon Ki Sair, or Sher-e-Gulfa Roshan, that is Walk of the Flowers, is a witness to MEHRAULI's cosmopolitanism. So the 19th century Mughal era festival, that is Pool Walon Ki Sair or Sher-e-Gulfa Roshan, it has become the symbol of city's communal harmony since 1962. So thank you. We'll see in the next part.